Hey guys, today we have another jacket battle, this time between the Rab Microlight Alpine versus the Sierra Designs Whitney Hoodie. That's next. Welcome to Backcountry Renegade. I'm Jeff. This channel is all about hiking, backpacking, the outdoors, and all the gear in between. If you're into those things too, consider subscribing. Today we have another jacket battle we're looking at between the Rab Alpine Microlight versus the Sierra Designs Whitney Hoodie. Both of these jackets are down jackets for insulation, a good mid-layer jacket, or you can use it as a standalone jacket while you're out in the backcountry. Used for many different activities, climbing, backpacking, hiking, anything like that. These can be also used underneath a shell and give you some nice insulation at that. Both these jackets are different price points. You have kind of a more budget friendly with the Sierra Designs Whitney Hoodie, and then the Rab Microlight, which is a little bit more specialized as well. But there's some features and stuff that are comparable, but also differences. So let's take a look at them in more detail and see what's the best bang for your buck. The Rab Microlight Alpine down hoodie is one of Rab's most popular offerings in a down jacket that offers great warmth, but also some pretty amazing weather resistant capabilities out in the backcountry for a down jacket. Rab is based in the UK, and they're an outdoor gear company that really specializes in climbing and mountaineering type of gear. The Microlight Alpine down jacket is one of those specialized pieces. This is the most recent up-to-date version of the Microlight Alpine down jacket, and it actually features sustainability from the down inside to the materials used for the shell and everything like that. It's all been recycled, and so it's a very sustainable jacket for a very low environmental impact. This jacket comes in various sizes and colors. I really like this color combination with the navy blue and then the orange accent on the inner lining here. They do have a warranty also for all their products for the original owner as well. This is a men's small. It sells for $280, but you can find it on sale every now and then. The Sierra Designs Whitney Hoodie is a jacket that really seeks to bring in the nice warmth to weight ratio in a lightweight but affordable package. It is a jacket that is one of their top selling insulated jackets from Sierra Designs, and it features high quality down that is hydrophobic but also an excellent shell material that has durability and weather resistant capabilities. It comes in various sizes and colors that you see here. They also feature a lifetime warranty. This one here is a men's small, and it sells new for $159. Now let's look at the differences a little bit more in depth, starting with the shell fabric. The shell fabric of the Rab Microlight Alpine down hoodie is 30 denier Pertex Quantum ripstop nylon on the outer shell, and on the inner shell you also have a 20 denier ripstop inner shell. Both are made of recycled fabric there. This has a 50 GM2 water permeability protection, and it's also coated by a DWR finish, so it's excellent for weather resistance. This shell material provides a great durability, for instance if you rub against rock or scrape against twigs or anything like that. And if you have the back straps rubbing on your shoulders there, it's not going to really detriment the jacket since it is a durable material. The Whitney hoodie actually features a 30 denier shadow ripstop polyester, and so this is also a very durable material. It also has an inner lining that is nylon, so this also provides a good weather resistant shell out there out in the backcountry. It'll block wind. It also helps repel rain to an extent because it is coated with a DWR finish as well. Let's talk about the insulation. The Rab Microlight features 5.1 ounces of fill weight, but this is 700 of pure recycled hydrophobic down. And so they've teamed up with Nikwax in order to produce that hydrophobic coating on some of the feathers. This is pure recycled down. So that means it is recycled down with plenty of life that is left. It's 700 denier. And they pull the down from jackets that are actually destined for landfill and stuff. They clean it real good, and they use the highest quality and put it back into their jackets. So it's really recycled, and they're trying to have a really good sustainability jacket with that. But the one con about it is it is 700 fill power, so it will require a bit more down weight in there to maintain some of that warmth compared to, let's say, the Whitney hoodie that actually uses 800 fill power down. So as a result, it only needs 4.9 ounces, or that's 140 grams of 800 fill power down. Sierra Design says that the down is actually treated with a hydrophobic kind of finish to help retain the loft of the down if it does happen to get a little bit wet. Now, doesn't mean these jackets are completely waterproof. They're just 10 times more likely to retain its loft if they do happen to get wet. So insulation wise, both these jackets are pretty good at resisting weather. They can help you maintain your warmth in light rain, but give you time enough if you're in a downpour to put on more of a rain shell. So if I had to choose between these two jackets based on insulation alone, the Sierra Designs has 800 fill power, so it's higher quality compared to the 700 fill power of the Rab Microlight. Let's talk about the weight. The weight of the Rab Microlight was 14.6 ounces for a men's small on my scale, so the weight is a little bit more on the heavy side, and that's going to come from the heavier kind of denier material, as well as the lower quality down, which requires more down to maintain the warmth. Now the Sierra Designs on my scale came in at 13.05 ounces for a men's small, and that's because it's going to use a little bit higher quality down, so it doesn't require as much down to maintain the same level of warmth. Now let's talk about the warmth. Both these jackets are pretty good to use in the shoulder season, early spring kind of season, time frame when you're using it for either hiking or if you want to just sit around at the campsite once you're done. In terms of moving for the Rab Microlight, I started to feel cold around 34 degrees wearing just a shirt underneath. Now, when I was sitting still at a campsite, it was more around 39 degrees for the Rab Microlight where I started to feel a little cool. The Whitney Hoodie, on the other hand, was a slightly warmer than the Microlight, and I started to feel cold around 31 degrees while I was moving and around 35 degrees while sitting still at the camp with only a shirt underneath. Let's talk about the Baffles. The Rab Microlight features what they call mini baffles and micro baffles, and they're zoned to where you have the micro on the sides, a little bit smaller, and then you have the minis in the front and everything like that. And so what that does is it maintains the loft, but because you also have mini baffles, you have more stitching, which means those are going to be a little bit cooler and allows it to breathe a little bit more on those sides. But as a result, where you have more stitching, you also have less down, so it'll be a little cooler on those sides. So something just to keep in mind with that. Where you consider the Whitney Hoodie actually just has mini baffles, so there's same size baffles throughout the jacket to maintain loft in the certain sections. But in terms of warmth is concerned, the Whitney Hoodie will stay warmer a bit longer because it has less stitching, and where there's less stitching, there's actually more down to cover you and be warm, less cold spots. So now let's talk about the pockets. The Microlight actually features two hand warmer pockets here in the front of the jacket, and they are a little bit lower. I tend to find that they did kind of interfere with the hip belt or a climbing harness if you did use it. Now they're a little bit bigger to where you can still fit your hands in, but nevertheless, I wish it was a little higher raised of those pockets, considering like the Whitney Hoodie, where the Whitney Hoodie has them a little bit higher raised, but they are smaller pockets here in the front. So you have some give and take. You have the wider, longer pockets in the Alpine Microlight, but in the Sierra Design Whitney, you have smaller pockets, but they're raised a little bit higher, so it doesn't interfere as much from a hip belt. The Microlight also features a zippered chest pocket where you can put IDs and keys and different things like that in the front. The Whitney Hoodie also has one that's hidden here. It's a little bit smaller than the Microlight kind of chest pocket there, but nevertheless it is there, and a cool little feature at that. Opening up the jacket, you can see that the Microlight Alpine has no pockets on the inside here, and so that's an effort to save weight. But you open up the Whitney Hoodie and you can see you have two really large kind of stuffed kangaroo kind of pockets here, and that's a nice way to use, put goggles or gloves or anything like that. So I really enjoyed those pockets on the inside. Looking at the cuffs, both these jackets have elastic cuffs. The Microlight Alpine Hoodie actually features the cuffs more on the inside of the sleeve and has down kind of overflowing it there, where the Whitney Hoodie actually has the elastic cuffs on the outside here. Not really sure what I prefer here. I think the nice thing about the Alpine is you have a little bit extra down here to keep the wind out of your getting in the sleeves or anything like that. And so you have a little extra area for warmth around the cuffs with the Alpine Microlight compared to the Whitney Hoodie. Looking at the hem draw cords, both these jackets do feature hem draw cords. The Microlight Alpine actually has two hem draw cords on the inside of the jacket, and you compare that to the Whitney Hoodie, and you only have one on the Whitney Hoodie. I prefer the hem draw cords on the Microlight, and that's because you can use both sides to adjust. And on the Whitney Hoodie, when you pull it, you have one long string from the elastic down there to cinch up the bottom. So nevertheless, you do have the features on both. The Whitney Hoodie chooses to save weight by only using one, where the Microlight has you be a bit more technical and gives you 2 as an option for fine-tuning the adjustment. As far as weather resistance, both these jackets have an excellent weather resistant kind of capability with these jackets being down jackets, that is. They both have hydrophobic down. They both have an excellent shell that's coated with a DWR finish. Now, they're not waterproof, but they make it a whole lot better water resistance while you're out there. They actually, the shell material is actually windproof as well. So really good jackets as far as weather resistance when you compare them to all the different down jackets out in the backcountry. Both these are excellent choices for weather resistant. As far as the fit, the Rab Microlight Alpine down hoodie has an excellent trim fit. I actually really enjoy the fit of the Rab Microlight. The Whitney hoodie is a bit more regular, a bit more relaxed, allowing you to layer a bit more underneath. I do prefer the Microlight as far as the fit. Looking at the hoods with the Rab Microlight, you have a fully insulated hood here. You also have this wired brim that helps it keep more stable, almost kind of like you're wearing a hat. This is nice because it allows the rain to be reflected off the top here, and it still gives you a little visor to keep it out of your eyes as well, and gives you some structure as well with that. As far as adjustability for the hood, you do have a little bit of elastic here in the back to allow a little bit of tightness, but also some give there to keep it nice and comfortable on your head. In the front, you also have some cinch cords to help tighten the hood around your head, so if you're encountering gusts or anything, it's not going to fly off. So really good adjustability as far as the hood is concerned. Looking at the Whitney hoodie, you also have a fully insulated hood. There's no really adjustments on the back of the jacket. You don't have the elastic feature that you see there. And when you go in the inside, you also do not have any cinch cords to kind of tighten or anything. So it's just kind of a hood that's there. If you encounter some wind, it will fly off your head. You do have elastic on the brim though, so that kind of keeps it nice into your head, but it's not as fully adjustable as the Rab Microlight. The Microlight is definitely a bit more specialized. You can fit helmets over both these hoods, but it's going to be a little bit tight on the helmet, but something just to keep in mind. Both these jackets have YKK zippers, so excellent durable zippers that are highly dependable. They also both feature this cloth behind it to help keep the wind out behind the zipper, so the wind doesn't cut through the zipper areas as well. As far as the style, I really prefer the style of the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie. There's just something about the mini baffles and the regular micro baffles as well as a two-tone color with the inner liner and the outer shell. I really like that. I think this is definitely the more stylish jacket I can wear around town, but it's also specialized for the backcountry. The Whitney hoodie, on the other hand, is a little more bland. It's a little more natural. I guess you could say normal. You definitely get what you pay for. You have highly technical one here, and you have a little bit more just basic jacket with the Whitney hoodie, but it does the job. Let's talk about the compression. The Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie really isn't as compressible. It won't compress into the front inner pocket, so they provide you with this stuff sack, and it's a pretty big stuff sack, and so we'll just go ahead and stuff it in here and see what that looks like here. All right, so here is the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie in its stuff sack here. You do have some elastic here to kind of cinch it down. You also have this little tab. You can use it as a carabiner on a harness, but you can see it's not a small compressible jacket. If you can kind of compress it a bit more, but because you have a higher denier as well as lower quality fill, it's not going to compress as nice as some other jackets would. Now the Whitney hoodie will compress into its front left pocket, and so you can go ahead and just put it inside out and start compressing, and it will compress into a bit of a smaller package as well. So we'll go ahead and get that in there. So here's the Whitney hoodie stuffed into its front left pocket. It does have another zipper on the inside here, a double zipper. You also have your little tab to attach it for a carabiner. It also could easily compress a bit more, but you can see just the size difference here. It's not a huge much difference. Both of them are a bit on the big side when it comes to compressibility for down jackets, and it's because they have a bit higher weather resistance and a bit higher denier. But you can see that the Whitney hoodie will compress a bit more smaller because it does feature the higher quality 800 fill power down. So concluding thoughts, who won the jacket battle for me? Well, really, I think these are in two kind of separate categories because of the price range. The Sierra Designs Whitney hoodie coming in at right around 150 bucks. You can find it at some times. And the quality for 800 fill down is pretty acceptable for that price. It is lesser quality than the Rab Microlight Alpine. You can tell it, you can just feel it. It does feel like a cheaper jacket, but it is lighter. It does have quite a bit of warmth in it as far as how much fill they put in here. And so that is pretty cool. But just for the quality about this is I felt the arms were a little too short. I also felt it was too tight in the chest compared to the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie. And so for those reasons, I think the pros actually outweigh the cons when it comes to considering the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie. Now let's consider the pros of the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie. The first one obviously is just the quality. You can just feel the quality of the jacket is higher. Better materials with that Pertex Quantum shield. You also have a good fit for this jacket. It's just more trim, athletic kind of fitting that I like, but yet it still allows room for some layering. It's not as tight in the arms or short in the arms compared to the Sierra Designs Whitney hoodie. Another thing that I like about this jacket is that it does come down a little bit longer here in the back to cover up your butt area so that won't get cold. So if you're climbing, it trims a little bit higher up. It's very similar to what you see with the Serum LT from Arc'teryx, so you can wear a climbing harness as well. Another pro is the hood. I really like this hood compared to the Whitney hoodie. It just feels more technical. It fits your head better. It has this kind of brim on the top here as well that can really extend. If you're not wearing a hat, you can see it just keeps its structure pretty nicely, and it's kind of bendable as well, so it's not flippy or anything like that. You also have these tabs on the inside here where you can pull it to make it tight so it doesn't fly off of your head in windy conditions. Another pro about the Microlight Alpine hoodie is that it is the more stylish of the two jackets. I just feel that going around town with this two-tone kind of blue and orange on the inside is pretty stylish, and it fits just to my body a whole lot better than the Whitney hoodie. So for that reason, I think it's definitely a winner in my book. Now let's consider the cons of the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie. First of all, obviously, it's a more expensive jacket compared to the Whitney hoodie. That's a really cheap option. Excellent option if you're wanting a really budget-friendly, lightweight down jacket. But this one is going to be higher. It's higher quality and it's going to be a higher price point as well. Another con about the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie is it uses 700 fill power down as opposed to 800 fill power. So it's naturally going to be a heavier jacket because it requires more down to maintain about the same kind of warmth as the Whitney hoodie. The Whitney hoodie is 800 fill power down, which is pretty awesome. I wish it was almost reversed here. And so it being a higher priced jacket, I would have loved to see it a little bit higher quality of the down. Nevertheless, it is warm, but as a result, because it does use that and it has a little bit more bells and whistles, another con is that it is also a heavier of a jacket by a few ounces as well. Another con about the jacket is because it does use 700 fill power down, it's not going to compress as nicely as the Whitney hoodie does. Therefore, it requires you to have a little stuff sack, which really is just adding extra weight. It can't stuff into its own pocket, which is a little bit of a bummer for me. Because I like jackets to really stuff compact in their own pocket. Overall, both these jackets are pretty awesome jackets. If you want something maybe a little less technical, less expensive, that's still going to be just as warm and a little bit lighter, the Sierra Designs Whitney hoodie is an awesome selection for only about 150 bucks. This is pretty awesome. But if you want something a little bit more technical, better fitting, and a little bit more bells and whistles, then the Rab Microlight Alpine hoodie might be for you. What did you think of this video? Who won the jacket battle for you? Which one would you go with and why? Leave me a comment in the comment section. If you like what you saw, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more jacket battle contents like this. And as always, thanks for watching.